Registered nurse. To those who know, that means real nurse. Intelligent, well-trained, dependable, devoted, sympathetic, competent. Today, America pays tribute to the trained nurse, who with her knowledge and skill is giving a service that is earning for her the love and gratitude of the peoples of this great nation in a critical period in its history. These girls are receiving their diplomas. Soon they'll be entitled to add to their names the coveted initials RN, Registered Nurse. They are entering upon a career which offers an adventure in living, a fascinating challenge in warm and human values. There is many another occupation they could have chosen, many another profession they could have followed as a career. They might have become stenographers, factory workers, teachers, scientists, doctors, 101 other things. For America, with her great cities, pulsing with the ebb and flow of metropolitan life, offers unlimited opportunity to young women. But these girls chose to become nurses, registered nurses. Why? This picture tells the story.
Today, America needs you. Needs nurses as never before in her history. Women of character who are competent, intelligent, well-trained, and who possess those priceless human qualities of understanding, sympathy, and the will to serve all mankind. You have a right to be proud of your profession. Names have graced it that are synonymous with courage and devotion. Florence Nightingale and Clara Barton, Jane Delano and Clara Noyes of our own American Red Cross, and countless heroines whose great service is recorded in the history of the world.
Remember the night
There's no
we decided?
limit to your opportunity.
School was almost out.
I'll never forget it.
You were right. But my, you were so serious about it. I was lying on the bed reading, and you came in, remember?
I was just reading this book of yours. Do you like it?
What a thrilling life she led. What I'd give to play that part in a movie.
Why in a movie? I want to be a nurse. You love people, you want to share their fun, help them when they're ill. I want to do something worthwhile.
The cool hand on the fevered brow, Well, maybe you've got something there. At least it's real.
Oh, Marilee, I wish you'd be serious.
Maybe the real thing is better than any old make-believe. Joni, we've been together all through school.
We've had a lot of fun. I'm going to miss you terribly.
Look, if you want to be a nurse, then... Well, I'll think about it anyway.
Oh, do you really mean it? Oh, if you only could. When we said our goodbyes at school that morning, I was awfully anxious to get home and discuss my plans with Mother.
Joan?
Yes, Mother?
So nice having you home again. And your decision to become a nurse has made me very happy.
I'm so glad.
You're like your father when you say that. He always did things for others. Oh, if he were only here now.
I feel sure that he'd agree with me, Mother.
I think he would. He'd help you pick the best school.
Don't you worry. Marilee and I have talked with Miss Martin at the Osler Memorial Hospital. She was very nice to us.
Why not talk to Dr. Lawson? You know, he brought you into the world, and he took care of Dad during his last illness.
All right, Mother. I'll see Dr. Lawson tomorrow. Wait a minute. I'll call Marilee. Maybe she'll go with me.
Morning, Dad.
Well, good morning. If school trains you to get up this early, we'll send you back for a PhD.
I want to ask you something.
All right. How much is this going to cost me?
No, Dad. I've decided I want to be a nurse.
You want to know what I think about it?
I'm serious this time, Dad. You may think I'm a dope, but...
No, dear, I don't. What about that career in the movies?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, dear.
Mother. Why, Marilee, darling, you're dressed to go out.
Mother, our girl wants to be a nurse.
A nurse? But are you sure, dear? It's a very serious sort of work. Don't you think I can do anything serious? Don't either of you think I can do anything worthwhile? Of course, dear.
Of course, Marilee. We're proud that you want to. We just want to know that you're sure in your own mind.
This time I think I am, Dad. I'm going with Joan today to see Dr. Lawson and get my health certificate. I'll ask him.
Well, dear, if you...
Marilee, if that's what you want to do, that's what your mother and I want you to do.
That's what I call a thorough examination.
Well, it has to be. Now tell me, what made you girls decide to become nurses?
Well, it's all her fault.
It's really as much your fault, Doctor, as anybody's.
My fault?
You see, when I was a little girl, you were my secret passion.
Was I indeed? You're what?
Well, anyway, you always seem to bring happiness into my life. You take the pain and the trouble out of life for everybody. I decided that I wanted to be like that. To have people look at me the way they do at you.
My dear, that's one of the finest things that's ever been said about me. Where'd you girls decide to take your training?
At the Osler Memorial Hospital.
Oh, that's a splendid hospital. It has the approval of the National Nursing Organizations and the American College of Surgeons. You couldn't do better.
All right. Well, thanks ever so much, Dr. Lawson.
Not at all. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Yes, Joan and Marilee, I know just how huge and forbidding the hospital looked to you that first day. You couldn't know then that beyond those doors you were to find a host of sincere men and women with high ideals and with whom you would share so much of life's richest experience. You were greeted warmly. Everyone seemed glad to welcome you. And from the beginning, you were made to feel at home. You were delighted to learn that each of you was to have a room of your very own, where you could surround yourselves with your personal belongings. When you were ready to have a look about, you found the house mother waiting for you, anxious to acquaint you with your new surroundings and to have you meet your classmates. Bedtime came all too soon. And so came the dawn. Come on, sleepyhead. It's a shining new day. And breakfast is waiting. And soon after breakfast, your first class. Wasn't there a lot to learn in just making a bed? Anatomy and physiology were fascinating subjects. You both made excellent grades. You were taught how to employ many of the techniques of precision. Taking Joan's blood pressure seemed a serious business, didn't it, Marilee? In the diet kitchen, you learned the significance of nutrition in maintaining good health. Subjects such as history of nursing, ethics, and psychology were important. But the many phases of work in the chemical laboratory, tests which reveal so much about the patient's condition, these were a never-ending source of interest. A new world unfolded under the microscope, a world of minute organisms which you were always trying to identify. The gymnasium was great fun, and its benefits were most apparent when the time came for your periodic physical examinations. Everything was done to keep you well and happy. Will you ever forget that beautiful capping ceremony? I've seen it many times, and each time I remember the day when my big sister handed me the lamp. And I realized its significance. That I, as a younger student, was entrusted to take the light from one who had gone before, to keep it brightly burning in my heart until I, in turn, might pass it on to a younger sister. A big lump always comes into my throat, and I'm thrilled anew with my profession. That was when you realized that you had chosen a life's work that is real, worthwhile, important. It's better than any make-believe, isn't it, Marilee? Your first accident case, a crushing hand injury. And how carefully you were supervised in the preparation of medicines. The first blood transfusion and the flush of returning life. The patience and painstaking care of your instructors. Well-regulated routines produced an appetite which was satisfied with good food. And those informal after-dinner get-togethers in the recreation room never penetrated to the peace and quiet of the library when it was necessary to do a little quiet cramming for an examination. The most cheerful place in the hospital. And the babies often set their elders a good example.
Oh, I feel perfectly terrible. Oh, I don't see why you can't make these dreadful, my dear, I do mean dreadful beds without wrinkles as big as my finger. Oh, I've suffered and suffered and suffered, and nobody seems to. Oh, I feel so good.
The visiting nurse, capable, tender, human. Everyone in the community loved her. Those handsome interns discarded their professional sternness at the frequent dances. A little child restored to health. What was more dramatic than your duty in the operating room? Everything moved with split-second precision, and all precautions were taken to ensure the well-being of the patient. Here, nothing was left to chance. And was there any more satisfying experience than placing a tiny new life in the arms of a mother. There was nothing make-believe about that, was there, Marilyn? And Joan, had there been any doubt, I know they were speedily dispelled when that charming patient in room 119 kissed your hand. Those final examinations, Marilee had trouble spelling sulfanilamide. Oh, well, she made a good try at it anyway.
I passed. So did I.
Never before has the opportunity of the nurse branched out into so many channels. You will be sought after in many fields. In the homes of the rich and the poor. In hospitals, schools, and industry. High adventure and the spirit of service will attract many to the armed forces.
Not so long ago, young women were left at home. But through the American Red Cross, today the nurse can render a priceless service to her country by the gift of herself. Her trained, sincere, resourceful interest in human beings, in our fighting men. And when victory comes, it will be said that she gave aid to her country in fullest measure, that the cause of justice and right might prevail, and that free men might once more hold up their heads and human decency sweep clean the skies.